Okay, guys, so I have cloned the page that I have in Webflow. It used to be booking system, but I have cloned it so we can redo everything from scratch in Wized and Webflow. So now the only thing that I have done is I have added some attributes. We have an attribute to the button, like the Wized equals form underscore booking underscore button underscore 2. Then the input doesn't have an attribute because we will be using a library called Easypick, but it has an ID, date picker. And then the last element that has an attribute is the form element here that has a form underscore booking underscore 2 attribute. So a Wized attribute, by the way, with that value. So now let's continue. How do we set it up? So let's take a look to the documentation that the Easypick library has. So if we go to Easypick, this is what we will see, where they have this cool example. But let's click here in quick start and let's take a look to what we need. So really what we need, if I go here into the configuration, there's a few things that we need. We need a range plugin where we can select a range of dates. As you can see here, add the availability, select the range of dates. And as well, we need the lock plugin, add the availability to disable dates for selection. So these are the two things that we need, nothing else. But lucky for us, they have a really cool example here called basic hotel calendar, and this is what we are going to use. Really, I won't go deep into the whole library here. If you guys want to see everything that is possible here, please go to core here, and you guys will see all the options that you guys have. That's pretty cool. Methods and as well the events, and we will use one event here that will be called select. Whenever we select some dates, we want to set some variables in Wized, but we will see that in a minute. So let's just go here into examples. Let's go to basic hotel calendar. And the only thing that we're going to copy is this script that we need in the head. That pretty much is the bundle. So if I go here into the configurator, if I go into packages bundle, as you can see, we have the CDN right here. This is what we need. I'm just going to copy this from here as well. It's the same. I'll go into Webflow, and in the head of our site, I'll paste that. I'm just going to save it, and I'm going to publish this. And as you can see, if I go here, let me just go to another page. Give me a sec. Let me just go to your page, the new one, booking system tutorial. As you can see, this is a regular text input. It's not working yet. But now we can go to the example that they have right here, basic hotel calendar, and we can just copy all of this. We will copy the code, the whole script that they have. And now with Wized, we will do some JavaScript right here. So booking system tutorial. Folder will be, this needs to be that folder. I'm so sorry. This will be, I guess, run calendar or set up calendar. We will do booking system tutorial. For now, it will be an event after the page finishes loading or starts loading. But we will really run this after the request, because we will always have a get request to get the dates from Xano. But for now, just to test it, we will just do page starts loading. Or it can be page finishes loading because we need the DOM to load. So actions here, we will run function and we will paste everything that we just copied. Let me just copy it again. We'll paste that and we can just run it, but I'm just going to set a conditional here because I don't want to run this in every single page. And I want to say return path equals and the whole thing, booking system dash tutorial. Cool. If I run this is true, so this function should run on page load. And as you can see, it already ran, it changed our regular input into calendar input. That's pretty cool. And now we can select a range of dates. That's awesome. Something that I always like to add, it's this. So let's go here into core. And I'm just going to take a look to all the options that we have. There's one called calendars. So as I said, I won't go deep into this, but I just want to see, instead of having just one single calendar, or so one single month that we can see at a time, I just want to set this up so we can see multiples. So after element here, I'm just going to say calendars 2. And I'm just going to run this again. And as you guys can see now, we can see 2 months at the same time. Cool. By the way, those nights that are blocked is this array of nights right here. So from Xano, we need to send an array like this in order to block those dates. We won't send it specifically like this because now if it's just one night, it will just block one night here. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to send an array of check-ins and checkouts because that's just simpler for us. But not only we want this, but as well, whenever we select some dates here, after it's selected, there's no way for us to get these values. So what we need to do, just to make it simpler, is we're going to create 2 variables, check-in and checkout. And we will see that in a minute. So let me just create a couple of variables here. Let's just call one check-in date. No, let's call it check-in tutorial. It will be computed because the value will be changing constantly. And we will create another one called checkout tutorial. As well, it will be computed. Fantastic. Now, how do we set that up? So in the Easypick calendar, there are some options here, or events, sorry. And the one that is important is the select event. So we're going to use that. They have a basic example here that we can use, and we will do that. So, and by the way, we will use some ChatGPT, and that's going to be pretty cool. So, because ChatGPT is going to make a ton of work related, not only here, but as well, mainly into the, transforming that string from the iCalendar into a regular array, or as well the other way around. So let's just copy this part right here. Let's go back to Wized, go to booking system tutorial, and here in our setup, before range plugins or before plugins, we can just call this, it doesn't really matter, the order doesn't really affect anything here. So instead of on view, there's another action, as we said it, select. We will do select. And what we want to do, even before we continue, we want to console log what E is, because that's a variable that we're passing. So we need to first know what are we working with, right? So let me just close this for a second. Let me just open the inspector. Where is it? Why is this so? Let's go to the console. Let's clear the console. Let's make this, okay, just right there, exactly what we needed. And now let's just refresh. I don't know if I needed to refresh the page, but now let's just select something here. And as you can see, we console log what E is. Fantastic. So from E, we can get E.detail. As you can see, this is the important part because we have here the dates that we have selected, end and start. Fantastic. So let me just change that. We're going to do something pretty cool here. From here, we are just going to, give me a sec, E console log E dot detail dot start, right? Yeah, right here, E dot detail dot start. And we're just going to run this. Refresh that again. I'm just going to clear the console so it's looks good for us. And now we have this part right here, and we have the start. So this is what we need to do. I just want to, before I continue, I need to know what Xano is expecting for the dates, right? I need to send the proper structure that they're expecting. So let me just go into Xano here. Once again, I'm going to create a test endpoint, whatever. I didn't type test correctly, but let me just get a record from bookings. By the way, do we have some bookings? Yeah, we do. Let's go back here. Let's just get a record. Oh, let's just do one. Hopefully it exists. I didn't even check. Okay, cool. It exists. So as you can see, this is what Xano is expecting for the dates, the year, the month, and the day. So this is the structure that we need. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to use ChatGPT. It's going to be pretty cool. So I'm just going to copy this date right here. Go to ChatGPT. Hey, ChatGPT, I want to transform this date right here. I'm going to paste it to look like this: year, month, and day with JS. So let's take a look. Let's wait for them to give us what we need. So we have the data string, and it's pretty much going to transform that. And it's going to set it in a form. Okay, cool. Your data string here, create a new date from, okay, cool. So let's just do that. So the only thing that I don't, okay, that's fine. But why is it transforming our date into new date here? Create a new date using that data string, because this should be this should be, you know, they should receive this as a data string. But let's just test it. Let's take a look. We won't make it complicated. Let's just copy this, and let's just go into here, into that unselect here. I won't remove the console. I'm just going to paste what ChatGPT gave us. And now, instead of this data string, I'm just going to remove that. Oh, damn. Just copy everything from ChatGPT, but let's just continue here. We just pasted our code, and we're here inside the picker on select. By the way, I will share all this code with you guys. So now from here, instead of the date, we're just going to do date equals delta start, and from here it will return our formatted date. But obviously we're going to do this date, we're going to call it date check-in, paste that right here, and wait before here's what we're calling the function. And this is what we're getting, formatted date. So formatted date, I'm just going to call it formatted date check-in. And we're just going to console log what formatted date check-in is. As I said, I'm going to just share everything with you guys. The idea is for this to be completely no code. Obviously, it's hard, but the idea is as well, you know, this learning curve is I don't know, to learn JavaScript with Wized and these tools is just amazing. And as well, we have now the help of ChatGPT, so that's fantastic. So now we will just clean this part right here, and now we can select some dates. And as you can see, we have the formatted date. Fantastic. That's really cool. So now let's try it again. Let's select, I don't know, the first date. I think this is March. Yeah, this must be March. Awesome. So now, this is pretty cool. Now that we have that, we can go into, once again, the select function right here. And instead of console logging the formatted date, we can do variable check-in tutorial equals formatted date check-in. Awesome. And we can do the same with checkout tutorial equals, and now instead of date check-in, we can just copy this, call it date checkout. Instead of a start, we just will get end. We'll copy the date checkout. We will go into here, wait. Let me just call this again, formatted date checkout. And we can just call as well formatted, yeah. Okay, cool. Now you can just copy this right here. And that's it. We should be good to go. If we refresh the page, and now you can see our variables by default are null. If I select some dates, awesome. We now have what we need. What we don't have yet is the data that we need to block the dates. If I go here, January is blocked, but this is just static data that we have in our code. So let me just go to actions. As you guys can see, this is static data. This is something that we're just using to test. We need to get this dynamically from Xano, and that's the next step. So we will do that in the next tutorial. I hope you guys are liking this, this series of steps in order to achieve this crazy cool thing.